Greetings and bienvenue, MITZU. Thank you for returning to this broadcast, and welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
Have you ever had a near-death experience?
I've got two. I was riding with my friend back from a show, going 75 on a highway, trying to convince my friend who was driving to do vocals. Never heard him before because he's shy. Friend says okay and begins playing a song. He lets out a brutal pig squeal, 15 to 20 seconds. All of a sudden, his head hits the steering wheel. Anon! Anon! We start accelerating and heading off the road. Time slows down. I look at my friend and look to the right. All I could see was trees. Realized I'm going to die if I don't do anything. Scream Anon again. He's still out cold. We're hitting small trees and I feel the broken glass shattering all over me. I reach for the wheel and push it to the left. Friend wakes up and keeps driving. He's freaking out because it was his dad's car. We're lucky to be alive. I've never had another experience when time slowed down like that. It was like a scene out of The Matrix. Be year 1999. Be me. Be 7 years old. Go to bed for some nap at an afternoon because I was tired. Probably chased the neighbor's cat too much. I'm having a nightmare about suffocating in an ocean. Wake up. Realize it was not a dream and I can't breathe. Later it was discovered in hospital that my glands swelled up and basically closed my respiratory tracts. Panic. Panic more. Want to scream for my parents but cannot because there is no lungs. They might be in the garden. Make a run for it. Try to breathe. It hurts. It's like when you try to inflate a really tight ass balloons. But in this case, the balloons are my lungs. Eventually reach the garden and black out near my dad. See nothing. Hear nothing. Like floating in a big black pool. Then I feel like I start to sink deeper and deeper, like something is pulling me down. Basically the scariest thing ever happened to me. Feel a hard hit on my chest and back. Wake up in hospital. I was dead for 1 minute and brought back with defibrillator or CPR. Can't really remember. 10 out of 10 would never die again.
I've been at a status that is near death, where you're blacking out and feel as though your light is really about to go out for the last time. It's happened many times over the course of my career, or whatever you call it. It's dark, it's scary, and it's not something anyone should pursue. More than likely, it was DMT being created by my brain when this happened. Blacking out due to reasons I won't say. Life doesn't even flash before my eyes. Gives me comfort. People's lives flash before their eyes only when they're actually about to seriously die, right? This has happened before. I should wake up soon. I hope. It feels like I'm just floating in a pool for the longest time. Eventually, the ground beneath me is solid, and I can stand. I already miss the dark. In front of me, what appears to be many miles away, is a gigantic figure. Walking does not allow me to approach it. Running away doesn't make me get further away from it. Figureless, it was humanoid. Translucent. It had no features whatsoever. I couldn't tell if it was looking at me, but for once I was really terrified. I didn't know what it was or why my brain was making me see this thing. I knew for a fact I couldn't be dead. There's no way this is what's waiting for us on the other side. This being says nothing to me. It does nothing. There's a somewhat mutual connection I feel to this being, as if I've seen it before, as cliché as that sounds. Soon, I began sinking back into the ground and once more into the void. Wake up with a shock to find out I've been out for a little while, only a few hours. It felt like I had been gone for days. The vibe that thing gave off was one of rejection. Have you ever fucked up really bad? And you just get these looks from the people around you after fucking up? That's what I felt. I felt as though I was being rejected, as if I wasn't wanted. It made me terrified. Did God not want me?
Friends decide to hide their car in a public park. Car has to go between a small gap in the fence. I decide to sit on top of the car to guide, rather than standing in front of it. Everything goes fine. He parks car in bushes. Later, friend needs car back out of the gap. I hop up on top of it because I think this is what we're doing. Car accelerates. What the fuck is he doing? I feel the wind blowing past as I realize I'm already going too fast to bail. I start gripping the bare sheet metal with my fingertips. Engine rumbles. He is going so fast everything around me is streaks. I can't understand what is going on. Screaming. He turns the car around at the end of the park, is heading straight toward a basketball court. Oh shit. He hits the curb at the end of the basketball court. I am sent flying. I hear my friends on skateboards go, "Oh, what the fuck is that anon?" Ground is getting closer and closer. My feet hit first. I feel my ass buckle into my calves and hit the ground. Then my elbows. My head flips back. Crack. I am sent into a world of colors for a split moment. I roll over backwards from the momentum. Manage to land up on my feet. Everyone was already running towards me. The guy stepping out of the car has a look of complete shock. I did not know he was on top of the car this time. I am gripping the back of my head expecting blood. Sinus fluid is pouring out of my nose from the impact. Everyone is telling me to lay down. Something inside of me is telling me not to lay down. I force pressure into my cerebrum. Feel brain reinflating. This is the only thing I can describe. I'm sure my body was checking itself out for brain damage. I'm okay.
Be me. Be schizo. Decide to kill one of my personas. Grab grandfather's .22 revolver and a bullet. Load gun. Make mental picture. Cock gun with bullet and chamber. Make mental picture. Put the gun to the right side of temple. Stay this way for some time to... Yup. Make a mental picture. Decock gun and rotate cylinder to empty chamber. Cock gun and put to temple. Pull trigger click. GIF. A few days pass and nothing comes of the event until wake up one day and hear a voice antagonizing me to commit redacted protest. Finally say fine and quickly run through the events in my head as a failsafe for not actually doing it. The moment is here. .jpg. Just as I pull the trigger, thinking of the loaded chamber in my head, a gunshot from my neighbor's house rips through the silence. I am frozen. Where do I go from here? Turns out the neighbor was firing his gun to assert dominance over his domain, being that his four-wheeler was stolen hours prior. Does coincidence exist /x/?
I've got around 15, but I'll only talk about a few. Some more near death than others. I caught on fire without noticing. One time someone ran up to me and swatted it out. Apparently I was standing too close to a fire pit. I nearly fell off a cliff, but a cypress knee caught me by the balls before I got to the very edge. Almost died a few times because I was very sick when I was born, and my mom almost died giving birth to me. I was stupid and tried diving in a crowded wave pool and couldn't get back to the surface because too many people in inner tubes were in the way. So I had to swim all the way back to the shore of the wave pool to get out. This was at night with no lifeguard on duty. I was climbing a tree and one of the branches broke, so I fell on my back and got a stage 3 concussion. Nearly landed on an exposed root. Here's where the X part comes. When I got the concussion, I was both conscious and not. It's hard to explain in words, but basically what I remember is different from what happened, as if I had a dream. In the dream, I had gotten up unscathed but shaken. Obviously, I had just fallen in a way that I could have very nearly been killed. I decided the best thing to do was to stop climbing and get some rest. I was terrified by the thought of what if I had been killed or hurt by that fall. After laying in bed for a while, I had fallen asleep. Later, I came to in my dad's truck on the way to the hospital. What I was told actually happened. I was walking around outside almost randomly. My mom came out to ask me what I was doing, and I was fairly unresponsive. I did manage to tell her that I fell a few feet, but when I took her to where I fell, it was pretty obvious that wasn't the case. She got my dad to take me to the hospital, where I finally became more responsive in the truck. I will say during the drowning I had it a bit, but I was really young, so I don't remember as well. But with the concussion, as I fell backwards and my head looked upward and time slowed down, there was enough time for the little voice in my head to say one last thing that I'll never forget. I guess I'm going to die now. It was so nonchalant, as if I was subconsciously accepting that I was about to die.
Kind of. One day I got a panic attack for the first time of my life. Went to urgent care, heart rate 150. Doctor said there's something wrong with my EKG. Says I should be sent to ER to rule out possible blood clot in heart. Never been in US healthcare, and when he says that the ambulance is $10K freedom dollars, I know that this shit will be expensive trip. Ask for his recommendation, and obviously he says to go for it, though take a taxi instead, LOL. In a taxi on my way to ER. In ER, got pulled into IV and constant EKG. They make blood tests for heart blood clot. Tests come positive. Doctor tells me I might die, or at least that's what I interpreted it as. Best drugs ever kick in. The patterns in walls are flowing, everything feels nice. They run X-ray and EKG, nothing found. No more opioids. Get a bill of $15,000 and get discharged. On a later visit, get re-diagnosed that I drank myself to IV with coffee. Poisoned my stomach with too much coffee. Seemingly 60 ounces of coffee per day is too much. Get mental disorder later on from the experience.
It depends on how you define near death. 7 years old. Go to the beach with my dad and my sister. We explore the rockier parts of the beach with mini cliffs and stuff. Sister and dad want to go to the other side of the beach, so we have to cross some narrow rock ledges which are above kind of shallow water. I fall off the ledge. Land in water that goes up to my chest. While I'm trying to stand up straight from the water, I suddenly feel like I trip or something. Get some scrapes while I'm tumbling. Next thing I know, I'm looking out of the water and I see the shoreline 40 feet away from me. I try to swim to shore, but that just pulls me under. Help. Oh God, please help. I don't want to die like this. Can't see anything because the water burns my eyes. Blackness. Next thing I know, I'm waking up what feels like the next day. Anon, we're going to the beach today. What? Why? My mum takes us to the beach instead. It's cloudy out and we go to see some tide pools because it's at low tide. What? Okay, I might as well post an actual near-death experience too. B11. Going fishing with my dad, my sister and my cousin. Cousin and I dare each other to run up 60 to 70 degree cliff to see if we can. Do it on different parts or something because I don't remember seeing him in my peripheral vision when I tried. It's very steep, but managed to do it quick enough to not slide down in the dirt. There's some rocks I could use as leverage too. Finally grab the top and pull my entire body up so my upper body is resting on solid ground. My legs are still dangling. Look up and see what looks like a mountain lion or something right in front of me. Hell no. Let go in fear. Start sliding down 30 feet of cliff. All those rocks don't look helpful anymore. Pray to God for the one moment I need it most. Feel like I'm going to be okay the entire way down. Don't get a single scratch. My cousin got kind of a deep cut in retrospect. Don't know if it's related or from fishing or something.
At pre-party with group of friends. Starting to get kinda drunk. Friend says he wants to get some cigarettes and mixers at nearby gas station before girls arrive. Don't feel like going, but eventually he talks me into it. It's cold as fuck outside, so I'm dressed for the occasion. Big winter jacket, etc. There's a train track you need to cross on the way to the gas station. Get there. The bars are coming down, and the alarm is going off signaling that a train is coming. It usually goes off at least 2 minutes before the actual train arrives, so decide to cross it anyway. He goes under the bars first. See train coming in distance. Fuck, I'm in the middle of the tracks already. Rush to get under bars. Jacket gets caught on some metal thingy and I can't get it off. I'm stuck. Train closing in. Starts honking horn. Struggling to unhook jacket. Being drunk certainly didn't help. See size of headlights growing in periphery. Getting a little spooky. Finally managed to get it off. Train like 50 meters away at this point. 160 feet. Get on the other side and stand up. Train swishes by like 1 second later. Continue walking. Tell story at party later. Didn't fully appreciate the seriousness of the situation until I sobered up later.
Only one pretty generic, I guess. With friend, he's driving, kinda dumb. Speeding around on back roads just shooting the shit. Notice a hard turn ahead sign. Going 60 miles per hour when we hit the hairpin turn. Oops. Brakes, squealing tires, airborne. See the world turn outside the windshield. Oh my God, I'm gonna die, this is really it. Last thought is of my mom before crashing back to earth. Upside down in a stream, car totally fucked. Windshield busted in on my side. By a storm drain. Less than 8 inches from cutting my head off. Have to scramble out of the car as it fills up with mud and water. Vomit up glass. Both of us are somehow totally unscathed. But then, can't sleep for days on end. Constant nightmares. Relive accident every time I sleep. Have hallucinations of melting walls. Hear the sound of shattering glass. Ice pick headaches. Feel like I'm not real, like I'm not supposed to exist. Hear bugs scuttling around in my spine. Every night see creepy figures getting closer and closer to my window, afraid to sleep. End up in the nut house. Eat chicken nuggets and Risperdal for a few weeks.
I was hit by a car and busted my face. I lost 2 teeth, broke my nose and split my lip in 2. I flew in the air really high up. It kind of felt like doing a cartwheel in the air. At least that's how my head was moving. I was in the air for what felt like 5 minutes. In the air, I figured once I landed I was going to die, like my head popping like a grape on the street. So I just completely let go. Everything was black and I didn't feel anything. My body did like 2 more flips before hitting the ground. I woke up from feeling the wind on my face after the first spin. Felt like the second I chose to die, my brain was like, nah man. I went spread eagle before I hit the ground and landed face first. I got up immediately after because I was going to beat the driver for running a red light. Aside from my face being busted, I was fine. Rode my bike as usual the next day. I also busted the right side view mirror with my knee. I didn't feel any pain after. Strange day that was.
Bacterial meningitis as a kid. Mom thought it was flu. Last memory I have of my old childhood home is vomiting blood all over my mom. Tons of stuff happened on the outside world, but to me, blacked out and had no concept of time. Literal days jam-packed full of activity passed, but to me I went from blacking out to my NDE to waking. Seemed like a short time, like dreaming. In my NDE, I woke up in my grandfather's truck. I was younger. My feet didn't touch the floorboard anymore. I couldn't see all the way over the dashboard. But I could see out the side window. I knew where we were going. As a kid, I loved to go to work with my grandpa. The route we were on was to his office. Through the ride, I didn't ever look at who was in the driver's seat. I just watched out the passenger side window. The radio was on. We were listening to a talk show that my grandpa loved. It was a comedy show, and they made a joke about a fat, rude waitress they met. There are 3 kinds of fat: husky, big, and oh my God, it's coming this way. That made little me laugh, and we simultaneously pulled up to my grandpa's office. I could see the sign, despite being too short to see the actual office. My grandpa's voice said, "All right, Bowie," his nickname for me, "time to get out." I finally looked at him, and to my surprise, it was a total stranger. He looked like he was aging rapidly. His hair stayed white, but his face shifted between being very young and then growing to be much older looking. But none of his faces seemed familiar. Shocked, all I could say was, "Oh, okay." As I opened the truck door, the scene went away and I was hit with blinding light, which was actually me opening my eyes in the hospital. Tons more to the story, but that was the near-death experience part. Come to find out, I technically did die on the helicopter ride to the bigger hospital.
B18. Finish work super stressed. Most stressful day of work in my life. Friend is at a park near my work with an 18 box of beers we are going to split. Tells me to hurry up. Have to cross train tracks. Brain so scrambled, I don't even really think about the barriers being down and the fact that the lights are going off. Bike across the tracks on the footpath side. Turn around, and a train is about 30 centimetres from me. Oh shit, going to die. Clips my back tyre, swing round and hit the side of the train. Fly 15 metres, land. Broke my pelvis, 8 ribs, shoulder blade and a transverse process in my spine, as well as a few other bones, and crushed my lung, lacerated my kidney and spleen. Can't breathe. Hyperventilating, surrounded by people asking if I'm okay. Scream that I'm not. Someone calls an ambulance, start losing oxygen, and my life flashes before my eyes. Get picked up and shoved in an ambulance and start really hyperventilating. Screaming at the nurse I can't breathe. Major panicking. Get told I'm running out of oxygen and won't make it if I don't calm down. Get to the hospital. Needle shoved in my chest. Wake up in a hospital bed hooked up to machines.
Not me, but my mum's. Terminal cancer. In ambulance to hospital. Keep passing out from brain hemorrhage. Get to hospital. Mum passing out every few minutes. Every time she wakes up, keeps asking why there are loads of kids around her. We're on the adult ward and there are no kids around us. I can tell she's going to go soon. She passes out as the doctors and nurses are sorting out bags and injections and stuff. Gone for 30 minutes. Doctors telling me she's either gone or will go soon. Wakes up an hour later. Stops passing out. 5 years later, she's alive and capable of functioning normally, with only mild brain damage and partial blindness. She swears while she was passed out, she saw children around her asking her to come with them through this door covered in light. She also swears during the hour she was passed out, she saw a wall of light, and my granddad came through and told her that he loves her. Strongest woman I know, and she has no reason to lie. Every day I feel lucky I still have my mom.
My story is pretty lame, in the sense that shit went on for a little while. But it was only in the first, 10 seconds that I would have died. Be 5 or 6. Live in middle of nowhere, on a property, with a lot of trees. Spend time climbing, because I have no real friends yet. Climb a tree on the front edge of the property, toward the road in winter. Meanwhile, my dad is using a snowblower to take care of the 80-plus foot driveway. He still lives there. Get a quarter of the way up the tree. It was a big old pine of some sort. Couldn't really tell you how tall, but I was probably 11 feet off the ground. Hear that infamous snapping noise. Oh shit.jpg, branch. I'm on snaps. Start falling. Fall 5 feet past a bough and some other branches before jerking to a halt. Feel clothing around neck tighten. My face when I'm hanging in the air from a bough by the neck, but haven't hanged myself. My face when it's hard to breathe, but I can still do it. Hang there feeling stupid and helpless while I wave to my dad who's up the hill toward my house. He doesn't notice, can't hear me because of snowblower. A minute passes and a car drives by down on the road, nervously wave to show them I'm not dead or a morbid Christmas decoration. They don't notice either. Another minute passes before my dad sees me, comes running. He's there in 30 seconds or so, thinking I'm dead. Hard to speak, but tell him I'm all right. My neck just hurts, and it's hard to breathe. He gets me down, somehow. Don't really remember the details, just more focused on how I should probably be dead. I think what happened was because it was winter, I was wearing a heavy nylon coat and other layers of clothing. So when I was falling, I got caught on this sharp part of the bough below me, where a bigger branch used to be, but had gotten snapped off or something. So I think the clothing might have sort of cushioned things. I don't know, think back to that a lot, what if I did die, and this is all some sort of illusion? I don't know, man. Spooky.
Take 20 milligrams of 3-MEO-PCP in the early afternoon. Have a nice time. Play some Vidya, Far Cry 2. Come down. Decide to dose 30 micrograms of ETH-LAD at 9 to 10 p.m. Residual effects of PCP. Still going on. Body is numb. Can't feel my bladder and I really have to pee, unbeknownst to me. Body starts shutting down from metabolic acidosis, from not peeing. Didn't know I needed to. Dissociating, hallucinating brain firing on all pistons, trying to alert me that something is wrong, something is not right. Convinced there's a camera in my bedroom and the government is watching me. Convinced they don't believe I'm on drugs. Convinced they wouldn't let me die. Try telling my girlfriend that something is wrong and I need help. Can only say one word. That word is sounds. Start trying to ask for help. Sounds, 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 sounds. She gets scared and thinks I'm gonna hurt her. Goes to wake up my roommates. I start flipping my furniture over screaming sounds in a celebration that she's getting help. Destroying my bedroom, one of my roommates comes in. Big guy, pins me down, trying to talk to me calmly, softly. I don't want to be pinned down, doing everything in my power to struggle loose. Girlfriend apparently wakes up other roommate in basement. He starts trying to keep me calm too. Remember, he held my hands. Completely forget where I am. Mind is freaking out. big government hallucinations kick back in. My roommates become MIB, Secret Service type of people, pinning me down, trying to stop me from endangering national security, still trying to talk my way out of this fuck-up in full sentences. Sounds, 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 sounds. I can't escape the Secret Service agents. They are too strong. I'm pinned to the floor. Realize there's a sniper around and he has a bead on me. Secret Service agent asks me something extremely important. Can't remember what it was, but I knew if I said sounds again, they were going to shoot me in the heart. Realize the whole world must be watching at this point. I must be on national TV. They wouldn't need this kind of manpower for a skinny dumb fuck like me, unless it was serious. Realize it's 2017, and racism is the hottest topic. They won't execute me if there's enough people watching. Scream Argonians at the top of my lungs. I was told later that roommate commented, "That was a new one," when I said it. But I didn't know at the time. Suddenly I'm in a car. My friends were actually rushing me to the ER. I only saw one friend. He asks me a question. Our car is perched perfectly on the tip of a pile of space junk. Can't see anything but the infinite blackness of stars and space. Car is rocking back and forth, engine stalls. He asks me the question again, tells me I better not fucking say sounds. Sounds good. My brain literally fucking breaks. The internal hallucination falls apart like a puppet show. Chromatic aberration is everywhere until it's nothing but whiteness. Wake up in hospital bed, turn over to friends and ask, was I on cops? No, anon. Turn away and start crying. Yeah, I don't do drugs anymore after this.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.